Hey, happy Friday. Welcome back, everyone. It is another episode of the Mon-Comics Big Five Live, the last one of the year. We're going into 2025, and I pulled the guys together to hang out tonight. A couple I've been trying to get for a while. We got a repeat offender, the first person to be on the show twice. My buddy that wanted to come hang out, and I got one more person we're trying to work through some technical difficulties with, but we wanted to get the show started and just start talking comics. So let me bring them each to the stage, and then we'll go ahead and say hi to the chat quick. This is my buddy Matt. Matt is the proprietor of Patriot Comics. I found Matt randomly one day. The algorithm finally suggested him to me. He does great haul videos, picking up books for his PC. He was on the road a lot. We've been trying to finagle this to get him on the show throughout the year. So it's fitting we got him in the last show one for the year. How you doing tonight, buddy?
I'm great, man. I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much, and I'm ready for a fun night.
Honors all on this side of the table, and I appreciate you cutting time out of your holiday weekend as we go towards the holidays to come on. Next up, I got my buddy Cody. From where'd you get that? Cody had a channel that I watched. Then he'd show up in my streams and win a giveaway or two, and I started watching his content. Wonderful editing, great camera presence. How you doing, Cody?
Man, thank you so much. I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Really excited to be here. Thank you so much, Brandon, for considering me. I feel like I'm a small fish in a big pond right now.
No, dude, this is all the community, all the same team, man, for sure. I was talking to Matt before we even started the show, before you got back, and I was like, man, there's so many great criminally undersubbed channels out there. So if any of us can bring each other to light and have some of anyone from anywhere to go watch their channel, it's a win-win. My last guest, my buddy Mike from Lunch Money Comics, just doing his thing. I appreciate you coming back on, Mike. Mike, a couple months ago was like, I want to do the Big Five Live again. I'm like, oh, you do? He's like, yeah, of course. And I'm like, okay, buddy, come on. What's going on, buddy?
Right. This is going to be like SNL. I get to be on it 5 times. I get a special 5-time.
Yes, the host award. Yeah, you're going to start hosting it, and I'm just going to be the producer backstage. It's going to be awesome.
No, I'm excited. I'm excited to be here with Matt and Cody as well. I don't think I've been on live with you guys. So, this is going to be a good time. Absolutely. Oh, I got to put my hat on. I got to put my favorite winter hat on, my Magneto knitted hat.
Is it snowing bad out by you today?
Not bad. It was mostly flurries. Again, we got a new car today, so that was fun driving back while they're putting salt down on the roads. That's always fun, right? After the dealership fixed up the car. No, it wasn't crazy bad, but enough that, we had the plows and the sanders out. So, yeah.
Yeah, we're getting a good amount over in Central New York tonight, for sure.
Because you're in the dome.
I know, man. It's insane. And I wanted a white Christmas, though. We had a green Christmas last year, and it's not fun with kids. That magic just goes.
Right.
And it was 45. We were walking last year outside. We'll walk in this stuff, but it's just nice to have it for the holiday. Thank you guys all for showing up. I really appreciate it. We got people working with Steve backstage. Our other guest, Steve Driscoll, Comics with Stevie D, is trying to get in here. Let me just say hi to the chat real quick. Great to see. Where'd you get this in this stream? Awesome channel. I couldn't agree more. Pugwall 316. We also got Comics Limited. Travis, what's going on, buddy? Happy Friday. Christopher Parker, my man out in Buffalo. So if I get snow, this guy gets a lot more snow. The poor guy. I got dumped 3 feet last year at once. That's awesome. Patriot Comics showing some love in the chat.
Woo!
We got Richard Westfall, Steve Travis, Christopher Patriot, Pugwall. Hi, all. Richard Westfall is the mod extraordinaire. The guy is on it. Kid Comics, what's going on? Welcome. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate it. Matt in Clemson. Matt is another name that you've seen pop up in a ton of chats lately. The guy is just watching everyone and having a blast. We appreciate that. Big Nasty Comics. What's up, Big? How the heck are you, man? Welcome. Lettuce is here. He's trying to play tech advisor for Steve. Jab's Expensive Paper. What's up, nerds? Been a while. Just got back from vacay. I'm on vacay. I'm not going anywhere, though. Lindsay Rott here for Patriot.
Woo!
Woohoo!
May or
Jason.
may.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's awesome. You need that support. Mine's not going to support me right now. Renegade Rants Comics. Jason, he's up in Watertown, New York. He's getting hammered too. Bell, what's going on, man? Happy Friday. Bruce from Up North Comics. Stick to toys, Bruce. Oh, I said it. I just said it. Cody saying hi to the chat. Kevin Gomez, what's going on? Thank you so much, everyone, for showing up. William, what's going on? The Rider 95. Kenneth Bird, hi in Virginia. Nate from Hall, yeah. Dude, thanks everyone for coming out on a Friday night. I appreciate it. Gotham and Glam, what's going on? Happy or congratulations on just hitting 1,000 subs. Gotham and Glam, a great newer channel. She just put out some awesome videos on like DC history and some other good stuff, and I really enjoy that kind of stuff. So she's doing great. Mike from Casino Comics, congrats on your 4.5 Daredevil 1. The smile on his face as he lifted it up to the camera was just like, it was like the Christmas, hit you in the feels. Matt likes comics. What's going on? Hey, everyone. This is the best name ever. Razor Ramen.
Nice.
Johan was talking about that the other day. Comic Collector Coach. What's up, Doug Botkin? And we're caught up, guys.
All right.
Patron Comic Art. What's going on? Happy holidays, my friend. So this show is simple. Mike's been here. Matt and Cody are new. I asked everyone. Usually I ask the community to bring like 5 recent pickups or their 5 favorite books or a combo of both. But tonight I asked everyone to bring 5 books they were grateful to pick up this year. And I've been on a couple streams the past weekends where I was showing a lot of the same books. So like I kind of like what Mike said. You go into these boxes and you're like, oh, I forgot I have these things. So like I've got to sorry, Son of Crom. So I had to dig into my stuff too and have fun with it. Son of Crom, what's going on? Go check out his channel and the contests he's got going on right now. And William Munn, the price of my large has killed my wallet. So with that said, I'm going to start with Matt.
All right.
So I'm going to make Matt the center of attention here. What did you bring tonight, Matt? Tell us.
So I got some goodies. I do a lot of collection buying, right? I'm always hunting Facebook Marketplace, talking with local dealers, really checking everywhere, every strange and unusual place, as Mike would say. And I've had a little bit of luck this year. Some pretty cool stuff. If you haven't seen the hauls, check out the channels, check out the videos. One collection that I bought was incredible because I'm a huge horror collector, right? Bronze Age horror, now delving into more pre-code and golden age stuff, but mainly like I was started out mainly with Bronze Age horror. I just love it. And also like Bronze Age horror magazines, Vampire Tales and Eerie's and Vampirellas and all that fun, famous monsters of filmland. So I came across this collection through a friend of a friend who just randomly hit me up and said, "Hey man, I got all these comics. You want to come take a look?" And I go over there. He lived, maybe 20 minutes away from me, not too far at all. And I go, it's in his garage. They're in like big Rubbermaid totes. And I'm looking and it's all horror. And I'm like, holy smokes, this is incredible. And then a little mix of Silver Age, DC, and Marvel as well. Like cool stuff. Like I've never came across a collection where it's only no run filler, just stuff that I personally collect. So like, it's a little wild. All right. So long-winded story. The best book in that horror collection was this one here.
Yeah.
Tomb of Dracula, number 10, first appearance of Blade. It's pretty clean too. A lot of the books were lower grade. This one is pretty sharp. I think it's like at least like a 5560. And it's pretty sweet. It's got like a little chip right here, little tiny. But really nice like a copy. So this was a book that I always wanted. I have the entire Tomb of Dracula run. I didn't have this book. Finally, it showed up in a collection and I was just super stoked. So that was definitely one of the most grateful books that I got this year.
That looks better than a 5.0 to 5.5 from my house. I'll tell you that.
It's really clean. It's got like a little dog ear down here, mini dog ear, little chip. I don't know. I'm not a professional grader. I don't slab comics. I keep all my comics raw. I like to smell them, taste them, read them. So
fair enough.
So that was super cool. All right, moving
That's
on.
a great first start.
As I mentioned, I'm a huge fan of like horror magazines as well, and kind of like 70s magazines. And I don't really collect heavy metal, like the heavy metal run, but there's one one magazine that I really wanted. So I'm kind of bending the rules. It's not comic format, or it's not a.
I know where you got that.
So I did a trade with a buddy of mine, Tyler from Pockets Full of Comics. He's got a fairly new YouTube channel. He's like killing it with with his channel. He has like incredible Golden Age stuff, and then he bought a collection from some lady down the street from him, and it was full of cool stuff, including heavy metal magazines and other magazines. But this one is like, I guess, like the key of heavy magazines. Just because it's got the classic cover. That was like the movie poster for the movie, the animated movie. Super nostalgic. I remember watching this movie, like as a kid, but I probably shouldn't have been watching it. So we did a trade. I traded him like 20-something Werewolf by Night and Ghost Rider books, and he gave me this and one other Golden Age book, which was really cool. But really excited about this one. I thought it was awesome. So,
all I could think of is the South Park episode when I see that move. And that's like, I never watched as a kid. And my best friend and I saw that South Park episode. We loved it. So we went and watched heavy metal, and we were like, wow, what a fever dream.
Oh my God.
Like, the funny thing is, there's some big actors doing voice acting. Harold Ramis did some voice work in that as one of the aliens. So really, I went back and revisited. I appreciated it more, but that cover is so iconic.
I know. Yep. 1981. This is volume 5, issue number 6, if anybody was interested. So that's one that was pretty awesome. And that actually just arrived like last week. So, all right. So we were supposed to bring, 5 comics. I'm kind of bending the rules. I'm cheating just a little bit. I bought another collection in the beginning of the year from a father-son, collector. They were his comics, and then he gave them to his son, and then they decided to move on most of them. He lived, I don't know, pretty close to where I live, and I went and checked him out. He had a lot of cool like Silver and Bronze Age stuff mixed in there. Some early X-Men books, which were cool. I don't know, like a handful of nice keys, Bronze Age and later Silver Age stuff. But the entire Ernie Wrightson series, issues 1 through 10 of Swamp Thing. Of course, Wrightson did the cover art on the first 10 issues. And so issues 1 through 10, issue number 1 does have some chipping. This one's not like extremely high grade, but issues 2 through 10 are like really high grade. And the highest grade out of all of them is my favorite cover of all.
Yes.
Best.
You and me both. Love it.
Issue number 9. I mean, just like, is there a better cover than that?
My favorite Wrightson cover by far.
Yeah. Right. So, it's not just one comic. It's the issues 1 through 10. They're just epic.
That is my favorite cover too. Was that 9?
Yeah,
it's awesome. That's 6. You got that all in one shot?
Yeah, this was part of another collection. There was a bunch of really cool stuff in that collection, but this just really, I like Bronze Age horror, monsters, creatures, fun stuff, so that was definitely really cool. I won't take too long. I got 2 more little things to show you. So I just recently picked up a pre-code horror collection.
Here we go.
So that was epic. There was 36 comics, and it was definitely the most money I've paid per comic for a collection. But I feel like I got a really incredible deal. Most of them are pretty low grade, but of course that's what you get when you're getting 1940s and 1950s books. But there was stuff like this in there.
I love that cover.
This cover is like epic, and this is actually one of the nicer conditioned books in that collection. I mean, this thing is pretty sweet. Look at his lobster hands.
I have one Adventures into Terror, and I got that from Tyler as well. I traded some stuff to Tyler for it.
Yeah, so some nice early Atlas books. You know, Atlas just is epic.
What issue is that for Adventures into Terror?
That's issue number 14.
I would be interested to see if that's a Joe Maneely cover. Did he sign it anywhere on there? He usually signed his covers, and he did a good amount of work for Adventures into Terror.
I don't see a signature, so honestly, I'm not sure.
I'm gonna have to look that up later. I love that when you showed that today. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. There was also these books. These were just super cool. I haven't owned any of these weird fantasies or weird science books. I'm into horror, but the sci-fi stuff is pretty amazing. So I just want to show, like, this is what was in that collection, plus a whole bunch of other stuff. Weird Fantasy number 12 Feldstein cover. And these are actually not too bad of a grade. This one, awesome cover on Weird Science number 11. You got the moon cover with the rocket explosions. And then Weird Science. This one is just kind of funny. I like how they're like floating in the space station and the dog is just floating around.
Ricky would like that cover from all sorts of words.
I mean, just stuff like this is super cool. I never thought I would own books like this, and now I've kind of delving into it. So pretty excited.
Well, I wouldn't start in some of those. Yeah, that was awesome, dude. Does that round it out?
All right. So one that's
gotcha. Okay.
One last.
I lost track.
I don't mean to hog the show. So last thing is this was like a grail, like a personal grail that I've been hunting basically since I started collecting comics. I'm a big like Western fan. I used to sit and watch like old black and white Westerns with like my grandfather and my dad, and like I don't know, something about cowboys, just always was like something I loved. Also, I like horror and things that are spooky, so I had this up. I've been to get this book in like higher grade, and this is the entire run. Issues 1 through 7. Cool. So I got these actually off of Whatnot from Time Tunnel Collects. He sells a lot of crazy Silver and Golden Age stuff, and I got all 7 issues. I mean, the covers, Dick Ayers artwork. I mean, 1967, awesome covers, really cool. Sorry for the glare. And so, yeah, really excited about these. Wanted these forever. Finally got the whole run in like nice condition. And now my new goal is the 1951 Golden Age Ghost Rider.
Oh, boy.
With the Frank Frazetta artwork, which is crazy. So
wow.
That's what I'm grateful for. It's been a really, really good year.
I guess so. That Ghost Rider run is totally underrated, man. You don't see it enough, and that's beautiful covers. I want to do a quick mic check. Steve, can you talk?
Can you guys hear me? Is my
all right?
Good?
Stevie D is in the house. You made it. I'm glad we're able to pull you on. So with that, actually, I'm going to go to Steve next. Steve, what books did you pick tonight, man?
Hello, and thanks for having me on this show.
Thanks for coming on, buddy.
All right. My first book is a beautiful book. Beautiful cover. The artist is Lloyd Ostendorf. And this is from 1958. And it's a treasure chest comic book. And my criteria for a great cover is it tells a story. And this comic book has so much going on. First, you notice the tree, and the yellow on the tree takes you down in the same color as the nativity. And then in the corner, you got a photographer and a newspaper man and the townspeople and the Star of Bethlehem. And Treasure Chest Comics were created from like 1946 to 1972, and each school year was a new volume. So this is volume 14, number 8. So I thought I'd start with a nice Christmassy.
Very nice.
All right. My next one is my big book of the year,
Nice.
Captain America 100. The story is coming from Tales of Suspense 99, and that title broke off into um, two storylines: Captain America and Iron Man. And this cover is Jack Kirby and inks by Sid Shore and Joe Sinek, and the story was Stan Lee. And Joe Sinek did art coloring for the Treasure Chest comic books also. And this is a 3.5, and I got it in an auction off of my comic shop. And I bid 3 different auctions to finally win the book, and I was happy I could do it. So that's my grail of the year. All right. The next, this year, my goal was to finish off my Captain America run. And this is
Steranko. Is that Steranko?
The beautiful cover. And this is Captain America 111. And the plot is Stan Lee and Jim Steranko. And less expensive way for people to collect it would be using the title Marvel Super Action. And I think this is close to the first appearance of Madam Hydra. She's over here. And like they're saying in Hydra is you cut one off and 2 will grow back. Well, I think they recycled that panel in another comic book. So that was that beautiful cover. And then this is this was the last book I needed to finish my collection of Captain America. And it's Captain America 109 from 1969, Jack Kirby and Sid Shore. And what's really interesting about this is on one of my shows, I was saying what I needed to finish my run, and Mike from Casino Comics sent me this as a gift. So it made it extra special to finish the run and have it be a gift from somebody in this great comic book community. And in a less expensive way for people to collect it is this. It was a reprint that I had in my collection, and I always thought I had it. But down here, it says Marvel, and it's different than the original. But this is from 2002. This one's from 2002. And what's cool is in the origin story, I'm going to show an interior. This is what I like to do. And there's Steve Rogers, the 98-pound weakling. He gets administered the dose of the serum, and they bombard him with a power source, and he turns into Captain America. So that's a cool book right there.
So what issues of Captain America do you have? What's your run consist of?
The next one I have is Captain America 110, and it's another Steranko cover and Joe Sinek in the inks, and the first appearance of Madam Hydra's in this book before the one I showed you. But you can also collect it in 2 other versions, which is kind of fun. One of them is Captain America Special Edition #1, and there's a couple of panels I want to show. It has a terrific centerfold, and you have Captain America dodging 3 assassins' bullets that are real close to him, and Rick Jones is dressed up as Bucky Barnes. He's trying that out for a little bit, and it has a really neat cityscape in the background, and the blue. I really like the blue in the sky in the upper part of the centerfold. And what's cool on this book, it has a beautiful version of the Steranko cover on the back. And it also has a very short horror story right toward the end of that. But and another way that you could collect it is through Marvel Super Action number 12, and this is from 1979. And there's differences in the book and the artwork. Here's the original, and if you look at the wall color, I don't know if you can. I
Yep, I can definitely see the difference.
See how the walls are darker gray and
Mm-hmm.
a lighter gray in this one, and this one doesn't have the line work above the Hulk's head, where the original and this one does, and the hair is different. So all these subtle little differences from the original, but it's kind of cool to have 3 different versions to collect the same story. And these were my placeholders for the year until I got the baby right here.
Well, congratulations, man. So wait, what issues of Captain America did you start, and like what's your collection consist of?
Could you repeat that a little bit? My volume is really low.
Yeah, no, what issues do you have of Captain America? Like where does it start through what?
I have them all from 100. I think it goes to 446 or 456, something like that.
So
and then I have volume 2, 3, 4, and I have Iron Man. I'll just sneak that one in since it's another big premiere issue.
There he is.
And I got this from my friend Mark at my local comic shop 20 years ago for $35.
Goodbye.
And I was a regular customer, and it pays off to be a regular customer because you'll get a deal every once in a while. I'm sure you guys have experienced that.
I wish. I don't have an LCS next to me, but I try to maintain good relationships with the online sellers. That's for sure. Steve, those are some wonderful.
Well, that's when I lived
books.
in St. Louis. I live in a rural area now, so my local comic shop is a 70-mile round trip.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so yours is just about the same as mine, probably, or a little further. But congratulations on finishing your cap run this year. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, and I'm kind of whittling away a little bit at Tales of Suspense and just things that interest me. More trade paperbacks. I think they're easier to store.
Yeah, for sure, than having a ton of comics. Thank you very much for those books. That was awesome. I'm glad we were able to connect you on here. And now it's going to be Mike from Lunch Money Comics' turn. I would like to see what he brought to the table tonight.
Well, this is tough because, I was recently on Colossus Collectors show, and I showed off the sentimental pickups for the year because I had a really good year. I got a lot of really, really good books this year, and I felt like it was kind of pat myself on the shoulder, a little bit of a flex to show them all off. But that is kind of what it's for at the end of the year. I was trying to walk that fine line. I'm not sure if I'm going to do a final episode for the year. I wasn't planning on it, but I think right now I don't have a video for like New Year's week. So I might do like a year-end kind of thing. So I want to do something that won't show up in that video. I'll want to talk about stuff that didn't show up in Colossus's, and it ends up being a weird mix of really big books and some really little ones that have sentimental value. So let's start with recent stuff. Again, this just popped in my head, guys. I hunt in strange and in unusual places, and I had bought a lot of collections this year. I found at yard sales and stuff like that, but probably the coolest find in the weirdest place was this. So we have Batman Adventures number 12, first Harley Quinn, found in a local library for 50 cents. That's cool. I mean, of all the places I find stuff, flea markets, you find stuff, yard sales, you do, but libraries, not so much. And I've had luck at this library in the past finding okay comic books. People donate them. I found much better books. I collect, first editions and things like that. I had never found anything worth over like $20. And then this guy found this in there. And I knew it was coming too. Like you could see it had lots of Batman Adventures. I'm like, don't tell me 12's in here. Sure enough, it was. I had a comic spot clean and pressed. It's got one little kind of color lift right there. You can kind of see it. It's got the Mylar bump a little bit, but dang, I mean, it's a sharp copy. Even for this silly Marvel fan, I loved the Batman animated series when I was a kid, so I love the aesthetic of these books anyways. and it's a pretty cool book to find for 50 cents. So,
Oh yeah, said Mike, robbing public institutions since 2024.
So in the video where I talked about this, I actually cut it. I filmed it. So I pay. I'm not a member of this library, but I pay money just to go to this sale early every year. And this year I didn't get to go early. I was super busy, and it was the middle of the day. I had my lunch break. I'm like, I'm going to shoot over there and see if I can find it. So I bought hundreds and hundreds of dollars of books from this library over the years, and I donate books back all the time. So I'll take one small win, guys. I'm going to take one small win. If you don't mind. So hopefully everyone's okay with that. Okay, fine. Let's show off a big book. Fine, screw it. Whatever. Here we go.
Tis the season. Tis the season.
Tis the season. Everything's falling. Yeah, I went to Tripicon this year. Wicked fun time because all my friends came out. A lot of YouTubers came out. It was a really great time. Talked about it ad nauseum, but it really was one of the best weekends I've ever had. I mean, we had a great time, Brandon. My roommate is right here, the host of this show. We had a fantastic time. Probably the biggest book, not the coolest thing I got, but the biggest book I got. There it is. Got it from my friend Steve, a different Steve, a fantastic human being. He upgraded his copy of Tripicon, and he sold me this one, Daredevil #1. It's a 2.0. And what was really cool about this is I got to meet Charlie Cox and take a picture of myself with him. I do have it. There you go. So
the colors on that for a 2.0 are stunning.
Yeah, you know why? I mean, it looks great. It's because it's actually the cover's attached, reattached with tape. So it's like the best presenting 2.0. Like, and this, I love these low grade books that present good. It's slab, so you can't tell. It looks killer.
I didn't know your cover was so yeah, we're twinsies on that one.
I didn't know until when I bought it. I was just so excited. Steve sold it to me so cheap, and then I looked later. I don't care. I really don't care.
Right? Yeah, you own it.
Yep. All right, fine. You know what? While we're doing this, I'll let's just do that. Let's just do that. So nothing needs to be said there. It's my grail. Found a really cheap comic book, $5 comic book last year. Ended up being a little minor grail, an Archie book. I sold it and used that money to buy this bad boy. So it only cost me $5 if I don't count the grading, the grading fee of that other thing. But yeah, there you go. $5 fine, my grail book. Is there anything wrong with that? Because the colors are bright on that too. Yeah, so if you look up the grader's notes, I think it's detached one of the staples. Oh, no, it's not. I remember why. It's split from the top down to about here. So this is a split, but it's all on the spine. And you can only see it right at that little chip right there. Otherwise, you can't tell. And because it's like a half book split, it's a 1.8, but who cares? It looks really good.
So
Best
happy.
1.8 I've ever seen. So
I'm so happy you and Colossus were able to lock those in this year. Crazy. I didn't really, I knew there was an outside chance depending on how that other book did. So the last two books, we're going to go sentimental, Brandon. I'm going to try to make you cry. First and foremost, again, just because it was on my mind, I love this book, but I wouldn't say it's one of my top 10, but it's up there. First Man Thing. Savage Tales #1. I got this from a local comic store up in New Hampshire. Sold to me for a really, really great price. Only blemish on it is that chip in the bottom corner, but it's a tight book. And I read it. I read that Man Thing story. It's fantastic. Great. The art is haunting. It's awesome. It is awesome. This whole book is awesome, by the way. It is. Yeah, super excited about this one. So I was just thinking about it. I ran up and grabbed it off the top shelf there. So great one. My last one, though. I had a couple of fantastic events this year. I got to go to Tripicon. I got to travel to Oregon. I got to go to Rose City Comic Con. But there was a comic show in upstate New York, Brandon. Do you remember? In Albany, New York, which actually is pretty close to where I live, about halfway between me and Brandon. I met Brandon there, and although we've been friends online for years, we'd never met in person. So I got to meet Brandon for the first time in Albany. And I picked up several books there, but my favorite book I picked up was this one. So here we have DC Comics Presents 26, first appearance of the new Teen Titans, Raven, Starfire, and Cyborg. And yeah, it's a great book, but the reason I like it the most, Brandon, is because whenever I look at it,
I think of you, big guy. So that's why I had to put this on the top.
You're gonna make me cry.
So that's why I
I
say
remember when we walked into the show, you saw that, and you're like, "Ooh, that's a nice looking copy."
Yeah, it's a really nice looking copy. And the guy, we did have a YouTuber perk. Me and Brandon did get comped tickets. Full disclosure, absolutely. That guy sold me this book for a really good price. The guy who runs the show. So
good karma.
Good karma, right?
Well, you had a fantastic year. Those were some awesome. We got some great books tonight. Jeez, Cody, ready to go, brother?
Yeah, I'll try. It's hard to follow up all three of those guys.
I know it's always tough.
But okay, so it was a good year. I'm gonna start with this first. The first thing is shout out to Mike, because in December last year I won a huge haul from you of X-Men keys, including this bad boy, this annual.
I remember that giveaway. Yeah. Cody, you win all the giveaway. Cody's broke the algorithm for winning giveaways.
Hey, there you go. So that really inspired me. It was like, wow, I don't have a lot of X-Men comics, or I didn't have a lot of X-Men comic books, or even X-Men adjacent. Like I didn't have any really Wolverine a whole lot. So I was motivated so much that I created my own short box for X-Men comics. I thought, awesome. Okay, I'm going to start.
That's cool.
X-Men comic books. So thank you, Mike.
That's awesome.
For this year, I picked up a couple of cool comics, couple of keys. First appearance, Madeline Pryor, and then First Jubilee here. So I had to have those added to that collection. It felt right. I do have other ones that I've purchased. I am looking at other ones to add to that collection. So, Mike, thank you so much.
I'm very happy. Very happy that you were inspired to get some stuff. Yeah, it couldn't have happened to a better guy. So don't show Dan X-Men Comics that box. He'll go crazy over it. Is he in the chat?
I saw him.
I think Dan is. Yeah,
he was.
I want to know what he thinks of it.
So the next thing that I'll show is one of my goals as a collector. I'm a Batman guy. So I have keys, Batman keys, and my goal is to have them slabbed, all the first appearances of a lot of the characters. And so as long as it's above a 9 or above, that's what I want. And so I went ahead and I picked up one just recently. It's like 2 weeks ago. The first right here, Batman Year 3, 436, first Tim Drake. So yeah, I already have this comic book, but it was cool. It was a nice little pickup for me just to add to that collection.
Nice.
So I have probably like 3 more that I have. I just need to slab them, and that's just my goal. So there's that. The next thing is, so I'm on a budget, and so it's funny because I was having this conversation with someone recently, like a week ago, and they look at this room and they think you have a lot of stuff. So you must be the one who spends the money in your marriage. And I'm like, no, we don't just spend money. Like my hobby has to pay for itself. Or I hustle. Like I was a plumber for many years before I became a teacher, and so I'll do odd jobs.
Yeah, teacher.
Yeah. So I'll make some money. I'm like, okay, this is going towards the hobby. But I also shout out to Justin, 3 Good Nerds. I don't know if he's here or not. But I was watching one of his videos, and he's been trying to make some money in the same way, right? The hobby's got to pay for itself, and to buy like a Michael Jordan rookie card. And so he mentioned Swag Bucks, and I had never heard of it. So I was like, okay, what is this Swag Bucks? So you can play games on your phone and earn money because of all the advertisements. And so I like went to town on this. I did not hold back. I was like, okay, I'm gonna set some goals. These are the books that I want. I'm gonna get them. So at the end of the year, last year, I wanted to buy a few comics that I had, and I'll show a few of them right now. So the first one, and so with the Swag Bucks, I purchased a lot of books. So the first one I want to show, this is the Kanan Last Padawan. I like Star Wars. I've been wanting this comic for a long time. So even before the Ahsoka show came on, and you got the first appearances there of the characters. So I've been wanting this, and so I was able to pick this up. Very cool at a great price. I guess the fifth book I'm going to show there. Before I show this one, I also picked up the first Halloween issue #1 from Chaos Comics, the first Michael Myers in comic book.
Yeah. Scotty Vaughn has that.
Yeah, so I really wanted that. I'm a big Michael Myers fan. I've been collecting a lot of stuff for my PC, Michael Myers Halloween related. And so, but right now it's stuck in like CGC limbo since August. And because I sent it off to get signed by John Carpenter, and then of course get slapped, but it's just been so disappointing. So like I messaged them like, hey, what's going on with the signing? And like, oh, we don't even have it lined up yet. Like we don't even have a date for the signing. So that was just weird. So I picked that one up. I can't show it. I at least wanted to mention it.
Oh, I want to see it.
Yeah, I can't wait till it comes back signed. Very excited about that. It was in great condition too. So the last one that I'll show, this is one of so all three of these comic books I really wanted to pick up at the end of the year. So through Swag Bucks has paid for these 3 comics. So Kanan, Halloween, and then this one right here.
Nice.
Batman 181, First Poison Ivy, of course. Now I bought it raw, and it's missing the wrap, it's missing the centerfold. But I don't care. Like I just wanted this comic book. I wanted to sit next to my first Barbara Gordon Batgirl. And so it looks really good next to each other. So I sent it off to get slabbed. 0.5, I don't care. I expected that. It still presents really well. It's an iconic cover, and I just got it from hustling from Swagbucks, and so it didn't come out of my bank account. That's what matters, right? That's what matters to me. So yeah, so that's been my year. It's been pretty cool.
That was freaking awesome. I really want to see the Michael Myers. Did you know I was a huge Michael Myers fan too? Oh, I got this blade with him tattooed in it at Halloween this year. Yeah, I'm a bit of a nut for it too. But yeah, CGC right now is just a mess, and it's especially for signings. But John Carpenter signing that would be sweet. Okay, I get to follow everyone up. I like going at the end of the show because all these big books, there's no pressure on me anymore, right? Guys, thanks again for coming by tonight. I appreciate you making time out of your holiday season to stop by and show some awesome books. Anyone in the chat that hasn't gone and subbed these guys up, we got 37 people watching. Please go do so if you haven't had their channels before. If you want to see some cool books picked up in collections, if you want to learn a lot of stuff from Stevie D and see a great video editor and just a great personality behind the camera, Cody and Mike, definitely go check him out too. He's a pretty good guy.
Guys, thanks again for coming by tonight.
Why am I getting an echo? Can you guys hear? Is there an echo?
Yes.
Give me 1 second. Does someone have YouTube on open somewhere? How's that?
Yeah.
Okay. Anywho, all right. So first book, I'm gonna go Sentimental 2. Like Mike said, when was that? June? We got to meet up in Albany. I think it was June. And I drove out there, and I had my truck at the time, which I sold, but it was getting louder and louder as I drove out there. And I'm like, what is going on? Like,
oh, yeah.
I almost had to turn around, and I was like, no, I have to go meet Mike. Like, this is going to happen. And I got out there, and we met up at the con. I'm like, my truck's pretty loud. We're like, oh, check it out at lunch. So went to the con, and I saw the last book I needed to complete the Daredevil 1 through 10 run. And I was saving a special occasion to buy it. And the first vendor I was selling it, me and Mike looked, they wanted $400 for it, and it was in rough shape. And I was like, no, like, and I went to every booth. No one else had one. No one else had them. But the guy right next to him seemed to be the star of the show. He had like all sorts of runs, and he had this at 150, and it was 20%. I think I ended up getting it for 125, but it's Daredevil #5. It was the last book I needed to complete the 1 through 10 run. I got one before I got this one, and Mike was right there when I bought it. Great looking book, way better than the other condition. Great Wally Wood cover. This is the only issue that like previews Wally Wood on the front too, in that purple. But I always loved this cover. The Matador. Let's face it, Daredevil's first villains weren't anything to write home about. But this will be a special book for this year. Is that I was with Mike when I got to finish the run. I've been kind of going down the pre-code horror route this year too, because some have become more affordable as the comic prices have dropped, and especially if you're willing to take a little bit of like restoration and work on them. Like you were saying in your video, did that release today, Matt, or was that yesterday?
Yeah, this morning.
Yeah, I watched it. I just can't remember because it's been a whirlwind. you know, like these older books, conservation was done. You know, now, you know, the purple label comes out in CGC and it's this bad thing, but that's what people try to do, conserve books. So Tomb of Terror, issue number 12. This is a great Lee Elias cover. I never thought I'd be able to own it. I've always thought it was a sweet, sweet cover. But the seller had this, and he divulged the restoration. There's some color touch and some glue inside the cover, but I don't even care because it looks. If it didn't have that, it'd probably be like a 3.5 to 4.0, and it'd be way out of my range to obtain. So I was really grateful to pick this up. That trade dress, that green trade dress. I think I'm going to send this to Jeff from Comic Spa and have him see if he can just clean it up a little bit. Because I think there is some dirt and stuff that get removed in the white.
The colors look bright from here too.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
It's supposed to be completely white, or is it like it's supposed to be like an eggshell?
I think an eggshell, but there's definitely like dirt. You see the dirt in it. You can kind of see it at that angle.
Kinda. Yeah, I love
some stuff that could be. I think Jeff could work his magic on this.
So what was the restoration on it?
A little bit of color touch on the spine. I can actually, you can kind of see it right there where they worked it with some ballpoint, and then some glue on the inside cover. Don't care. I flipped it open and read through it carefully. It was beautiful. So love that zombie with the skull brand art. Just very cool cover. I picked up a couple big Silver Surfer books this year, and I just keep falling in love with it. The more and more I look at this cover. Great John Buscema, first Mephisto, so Silver Surfer number 3. I didn't plan on getting the whole run. I just wanted to pick up, some number 4 has that iconic cover. Number 1, like, it'd be cool to have, but I just think 3 and 4 are the great covers too that have this big first appearance of Mephisto. And so yeah, the more I look at this cover, it's a square bound. I was actually got this at AtCon this year, and I was watching it with Spro from Spro's Comics and his father-in-law Bob, Mr. Longbox, and I was watching their YouTube. And we were both watching the sale, and they were cheering me on. So that was a fun experience, like to be able to get it with the community. Next 2 books, I got a couple slabs, and kind of in Matt in his video today showed some great pre-Hero Silver Age Marvel books, and I've really been going down the rabbit hole with that. But this is Strange Tales 88, so it's the issue before Fin Fang Foom is released, but it's just Zutak, a couple big aliens. This is special to me because my wife got this for me for my birthday. It's very hard, I think, for loved ones sometimes to shop for their, someone, the comic lover in their life, because it's really overwhelming, but thanks to Colossus Collector, he was able to guide her through this. And it's a 6.0 for a 1961 book. Like that's a good grade for this book. It was cheap paper. It was a 10-cent funny book. They weren't meant to be saved. And the Marvel chipping really hurt these books because they didn't sharpen the blades that often. But this really doesn't have any Marvel chipping. It's just a great looking 6.0. Really Strange Tales, Tales to Astonish, Tales of Suspense, Journey into Mystery. The ones I've really become fond of collecting those. I've had a blast doing it. So this was definitely, this came from my wife. Like, she was like, when I opened the box, I was like, "You got me a comic," and she's like, "Yeah, I figure I get you what you want." So thank you, Miss M.O.N.Comics, for that. The last book, another sentimental one. I showed this on my channel recently, but I haven't had it on a live stream. But Daredevil issue 500. I got this at Terrificon too. I didn't know everyone was going with the book that has Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio as the Kingpin on it. It's like a white cover, I think, and that was like the obvious one to go for. And I wanted something different, and I love Gabriel Dell'Otto. I know 22 Comics loves him too, and a bunch of people. I mean, he's a great artist, so it's a cool wraparound cover. And when I went Charlie Cox, he was a super nice guy, right, Mike? Like, really, really nice guy.
Oh, yeah.
But when I met him, I didn't know what. Like, I should have said, had him say, it was like, just put your favorite Daredevil quote on the book. I think maybe someone said, like, "Oh, I would have him put, like, I'm a damn good lawyer," or something he said from the show. But hey, Brandon, or not to Brandon, nice to meet you, Charlie Cox. It's like the most generic thing anyone could put. But I was this again, you're talking about time, Cody. This went in August 18th, and it took 3 months to get back. And that had the signature on it and was verified. So all they needed to do was grade it and put the witness label on it. But I didn't care. It was a 9.8. I just wanted the experience, like, to encapsulate it so that when I pass this down someday, my kids can be like, "Oh, this guy liked meeting Dad. Nice to meet you, Hannah." So that was another one I was grateful this year. So just really special to me. Terrificon was a great time. I will never forget it. Holy crap, guys. We showed some books tonight. There was some fire on this show.
Fun.
That was awesome. I appreciate you guys all coming out. Anyone in the chat, if you haven't subbed these guys up, please do so. I want to take a minute to go around the horn and just tell me what you got coming up with your channel so that we can all follow you a little more. Cody, what do you got coming up with your channel over the next what are you looking to do next year?
Oh, well, I'm closing in, I guess, on 800, but 1,000 is kind of my goal. And so I have one of my recent videos. I showed what I was going to give away once I reach 1,000. So I've been taking a break because of creating a lot of content because I've been going back to school to get my master's. And so I just wanted to throw this out there, just let people know, I'm going to come back and do some more. But for, I guess, the little carrot is this really cool Amazing Spider-Man 294, Death of Kraven. It's signed by Mike Zeck.
Nice.
And so I thought it'd be cool to give this away once I reach 1,000. The community's always been super generous with me, so I need to give back a little more as well.
What are you at for subs right now, Cody?
756, something like that.
All right, everyone go in the chat, and then we're going to push Cody hard this week. I'm going to try that with my channel too. So go sub him up. That is great stuff. Matt, what do you got coming up, man? You just dropped a bomb today.
Well, I kind of deal with two other local dealers that are good friends of mine. And another one, or one of them, has a YouTube channel. If you want to check him out, it's John the Comic Guy. Really great guy. And me, him, and one other guy are trying to put together a local Comic-Con. I'm southern New Jersey, near like Atlantic City area. And we're trying to put together a local Comic-Con. So hopefully, like, I do a lot of sell at local shows, and I mean, I'm mainly a collector, but I do sell here and there. So a lot of videos, I feel like next year might be a little bit more of like the selling aspect. But of course, I'm always hunting. I'm always looking for stuff. And I'm sure there'll be a lot of collection buys and hauls and all that fun stuff.
I love it. I'm going to keep watching every time you drop a video, brother. Comics with Stevie D. What do you got coming up?
Well, I just wanted to sneak one more in. This is Batman the Santa Claus Silent Night. And I love that cover, how Santa replaces Batman.
That's a great cover.
And I just want to thank Hagen for helping me with the technical problems to get onto this show. I really do appreciate that. Thank you. And I did 3 shows on Christmas books. One secular, like Dennis the Menace and Archie's kind of comic books. And then I did one with superhero comic books. And then I did one with sacred comic books. And that's around episode 116, 117 or so. Wow. And you can check out a whole bunch of Christmas books on those episodes. And what I'm doing is I'm featuring heroes. Like I just did Wolverine and The Thing on recent shows. So I'm just going to start going down the line of my favorite heroes and kind of doing a little biography on them and showing books that I might have in my collection and watching everybody else's YouTube shows because I really, really enjoy it. And I just want to say how much inspiration I got from Mike from Lunch Money Comics, because I hadn't collected for 2 or 3 years, and I just started poking around on YouTube, and I found his channel just about when a few months after he started out, and I just watched his channel grow and grow, and I said, well, I'll make one, see what happens, and so I made a little 3-minute video and got hooked on making the videos and showing off comic books, and that's what I'm going to do in the new year.
I love it. He has that effect on people, for sure. As far as doing some inspirational stuff, it's awesome, Steve. Your passion for comics is second to none, and your knowledge is just, when I can watch your videos and see how passionate you are and and how much you love it. It's great that you started a channel, and that's what makes this community awesome. Mike, what do you got?
Well, Stevie D just gave me a lovely Christmas present. Thank you so much for that. And Steve, the thing is, we all know who you are. We talk about you. You are one of the most dedicated supporters of just the entire YouTube community. You're always there supporting people behind the scenes, giving us messages of encouragement. So thank you. I think we're all happy that you started a channel and you took that time today. So thank you so much for that. Yeah, I think I got a video on Monday. It's I think it's an antique shop that has comic books in it. It's actually a Black Friday one, so we're kind of going back. I plan them out in advance, but I don't have one. I've never missed a week in 2.5 years almost. I've never missed a week. I was thinking of taking some time off, but you can't keep a good YouTuber away. So I might do kind of a year-end video for New Year. So if people want it, I don't know. We'll see. I might just wake up one day and be like, nah, but otherwise, yeah, I'm looking forward to 2025. I got a lot of big stuff planned for this upcoming year. It's going to be hard to top 2024, but we don't need to top it. We just need to have fun, keep collecting it, and keep being a part of this amazing community. Channels changed my life because of the people I've met. So I just look forward to hanging out with more of you. That's 2025 for me.
I love it. And you can actually, are you going to jump on the 3 Men in the Basement show?
I am. Yeah.
Okay, so after the show, anyone in the chat, if you're still want to go watch some great comic content, you can head over to 3 Men in the Basement. They're doing a live show. Mike will be on there. Colossus Collector will be on there. And yeah, what do I got coming up, Mike? You got to take a break. It's not easy to pump out content.
The algorithm. I hate that stupid algorithm.
I know. Don't fight it. What do I got coming up for my channel myself? I think I might take next week off, being Christmas. I've got 2 young kids. I got a lot going on. And maybe just put out an end of the year video, work on that for before the 1st. Again, chat, go sub all these guys up. Oh, I'm also in Son of Crom. I'm in the final 4 somehow for his contest. And after Sunday, I might be in the finals. And there's some great YouTubers there. So go check out Son of Crom's channel. He's probably the most energetic YouTuber that none of us can compete with. And he's putting out some fantastic content. And he did this great community movement that everyone should check out. But yeah, I'm just going to keep going with the Big 5 Live in 2025. I've already got my January team is the entire cast of Comic Book Canon. So Joe, Jeff, Josh, and Dan Delatorre will be on as guests at the end of January. I'll also be doing another read through or breakdown of Aliens vs. Avengers issue 2 with Justin from No Good Comics. It's been a really fun new series to read. And we're just going to keep having fun on this channel. So guys, I appreciate all of you showing up for the stream tonight. I really do, and give me some of your time.
Pleasure.
I've had a pleasure watching all of you guys and getting to know you on the back end of things. Guys, have a great, happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, whatever holidays you want to celebrate. Just do it up and be with your friends and family. I'm grateful for all of the people in the chat. I'm grateful for the people on this panel and everyone in this amazing community. It's really the best, bar none, and I've had a blast with it. So on to 2025. I hope you guys have a great, safe weekend. Until next time, keep reading those comics.